The Pacific Northwest, including Northern California, has been hammered by a very powerful storm, a so-called bomb cyclone, resulting in flooding, mudslides, also downing trees, bringing down power lines. Rough weather in the Kansas City area. A series of suspected tornadoes touched down yesterday. A lot of property damage to areas north and east of the Kansas City metro. And the Northeast bracing for at least one nor'easter later in the week. Wind-driven rains and chilly temperatures are expected. So-called wealth tax, one of the mechanisms that Democrats are looking at to help pay for President Biden's proposed $2 trillion social and climate spending proposal. On Wall Street, stock futures are higher. Dow futures are up 15 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 35. S&P futures up 5.5 points. More details at srnnews.com.
The latest news and weather. SNSN. The 8:30 a.m. report on SNSN is brought to you by the Burns Agency. With offices in Dayville and Norwich, find out why you'll buy better at Burns.
You buy better. Better at Burns. Much better. So much better at Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at Burns. You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
Hurricane season is upon us. Did you know insurance companies can issue moratoriums that prevent you from securing coverage when there's an impending storm? Homeowners, business owners, property owners, act now. Don't let your coverage leave you out in the rain. The licensed professionals at the Burns Agency are here to help. Call, email, or chat with us online today. Don't let the next natural disaster become an insurance disaster. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better. Better at Burns. Much better. So much better at Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at Burns. You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
This is a news update from the Streaming News and Sports Programming Network, SNSN. There were a couple of really cool events in the town of Griswold over the past weekend. Friday was Chalk the Walk over at the middle school and the high school, where students took chalk and wrote drug-free messages all over the sidewalks up and down the high school and, of course, the middle school. On Saturday, Griswold Pride had their DEA National Drug Take-Back Day. It was from 10 to 2, and they collected 185 pounds of medications for safe disposal and prevented them from ending up in the wrong hands. In high school sports over the weekend, let's start with football. Griswold took the L against Windham on Friday night, 30-14, which actually was a much closer game than the score would indicate. Ledyard took its first loss of the year against Stonington in a nail-biter, 14-13. It was killingly over Montville, 47-13. Montville has yet to win a ball game this year. And Plainfield's game with Smithfield, Rhode Island was canceled. In volleyball, Lyman Memorial defeated Griswold 3-1. Putnam over Killingly 3-2. Boys soccer, Griswold won, Lyman nothing. And in girls soccer, Plainfield shut out Stonington 2-0. And over in youth football, Griswold went into Killingly and won 2 games out of 3. The juniors and the seniors were victorious.
The 8:30 a.m. report has been brought to you by the Burns Agency. With offices in Dayville and Norwich, find out why you'll buy better at Burns.
All right, let's go on over to Retiree Row right now. In the weather with Paul.
Good morning, everybody. Right now, the temperature downtown Jude City is 54 degrees. Cloudy with rain this morning and scattered thunderstorms this afternoon. Highs will be somewhere around 69 degrees. Little wind around 5 to 10 miles per hour.
Here's a look at your whatever.
And for tonight, showers and thunderstorms this evening will give way to steady rain overnight. Lows will be around 54 degrees. And of course, we get Tuesday, it's going to be rain likely. That's for sure. It's going to be like a rainy week, I guess. Could be some wind around, anywhere between 15 to 25 miles per hour. Chance of rain will definitely be 100%. And 1 to 2 inches of rain is certainly expected, and localized flooding is certainly possible. And of course, for Tuesday night, rain again, potential for heavy rainfall, lows around 48 degrees, and again, wind between 15 to 25 miles per hour. Yeah, this will be another half an inch of rain overnight. And that's your weather from SNSN on this Monday, 10/25/2021.
All right. Thank you very much, Paul.
Yep.
How was your weekend, sir?
Well, I guess it's wasn't too bad. It was like a fall weekend. It was gorgeous outside. It was like
Mhm.
50 degrees, 55 degrees.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go outside and do some work, it was great.
Yeah, we had I play, well, I don't play, but I coach a football team.
Yeah.
With the Jewett City kids. So that was pretty cool. We had a double header.
Yeah.
You know, so that was good. We won one, we lost one.
Yeah. 50-50.
Yeah. And then we were up at Killingly High School yesterday for youth football.
Yeah.
And going into yesterday, all the teams, the micros, the juniors, and the seniors, all undefeated.
Are they still?
They were 7-0.
Wow.
We took the first loss
Oh boy.
yesterday. Poor micros, the little guys. They got thumped 47-0.
Whoa.
Yeah.
47.
47-0.
Sounds like a basketball game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So they took their first loss of the year, but
Well, can't let them all.
then the juniors and the seniors both won.
Yeah.
So the juniors and the seniors are still undefeated.
Oh, that's good.
See, now next week,
Yeah.
they have Waterford. It's also senior graduation night. So all of the seniors that play football for youth football, they're going to be graduating up to like high school level.
Gotcha.
That's it's kind of like senior night at high school. You know, all the seniors come out with the parents. It's
So it's senior
same
night
type
of
of thing.
football. I gotcha.
yeah. So it was really cool. It was really cool. It was a nice day. It was a beautiful day. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. John
Yeah,
Harden and I
that's
were just had a good time.
Yeah.
We had a really good time. We goofed off a lot most of it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you could go out. I don't know if I'd want to go outside in a short sleeve shirt because it was a little bit cool, but
it was very cool
yeah,
yesterday.
well, a windbreaker would be fine because I sat outside yesterday for a while and it was very nice outside. Yeah.
Well, the wind last night was or yesterday afternoon was pretty steady.
Yeah.
It was coming right into the broadcast booth at Killingly High School, and it was cold.
Yeah.
And here I am wearing a short sleeve, just
Sure.
like this one.
Yeah.
And I'm going, brr, and I'm going, and I looked at John. I said, "This is not. It was just 75 degrees.
Yeah.
The last few days.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, anything can happen in New England, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's something I kind of did want to talk about, but didn't want to talk about. You had brought something up, and that you received an email. We were talking about grants.
Correct.
When we had one of the candidates in on Friday.
Right.
And the question that you had asked.
I asked the question if the candidate would consider hiring a grant writer for the town. And the only reason why I asked the question was because I know when we had the Plainfield Selectmen, they recently hired one.
Right.
And he had mentioned that the grant writer was, writing grants everywhere and getting a lot of money.
Sure.
So I just asked the question. So, but
Plainfield's been very successful
with
with their grant writer so far.
Correct. Now that doesn't mean that we're not writing grants in our crown. I mean, we know that there's grants being written. The grants there are grants being written. We don't have a grant writer, but right now the grants are being written by our town planner.
Yeah.
Who writes a lot of grants.
Tina from the senior center writes a lot of grants.
And I believe Todd's been writing some. And the grants we got going too are don't forget, they just wrote the USDA grant to help out with the
senior center
and the infrastructure for Route 164, which is they got that grant going too. So, so I didn't want people to misinterpret that we weren't doing any grants. As a matter of fact, we did get one for the senior center, $300-something thousand to help refer
just recently too. And that was when Tina wrote, I believe.
Yeah,
Tina.
So I just don't want people to feel that because I asked that question that we weren't doing grants in the town. It was just
no. The town is doing grants. They are writing.
Oh
grants.
yeah, we've been writing, grants,
but we just don't.
We don't have a grant writer.
There's there's not a right.
Yeah. And I just wanted to clarify that because, I mean, I don't know whether people misinterpret that we weren't doing them or not, but we definitely are. And it looks like the people who are running also have some grant writing experience too. So, so anyway, we wanted to get that clarified.
I guess somebody was confused and saying that we don't write grants,
Right.
you know.
And we do. We've been doing it for a lot of years.
We're not going to mention the person's name, but we did invite the person to call in, so
yeah.
they could go ahead and speak their mind, you know, and you know, because we don't want to, we don't want to misinterpret. We don't want to misquote somebody.
Right.
We would rather have somebody just kind of speak for themselves.
Yeah, and that was the reason why we offered the call, because I don't want to say something out of line and, you know, have it be misinterpreted. But people in town of Griswold, we are writing grants. We just don't have a paid grant writer. It's being done for the last few years. That's for sure. Yeah. So I'm glad we straightened that out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's been no response to the email yet.
Yeah. So well, we still got time, so maybe they'll respond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hope this person does.
Yeah. I think it'd be good.
But I remember talking to him a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, you gotta, you know, we'd really like to have you come on the show and talk about what it is that you do. And I know that's a real general statement because I don't want to mention the guy's name at this point.
Right.
He looks at me and goes, I don't do radio.
That's
okay.
Right. Okay.
Well, then you just sit in your office.
Yeah.
And write emails.
Yeah.
That didn't.
Okay. So we got that covered.
Yeah, I never invited him since, but I really would like him to explain what he meant because he wrote a very long email.
Yes, he did. Yes.
You know, describing
the process.
Right.
Yeah. I don't want to misinterpret what he was saying. So we just sent him and asked him, but don't people explain it. But yeah. So anyway.
So here's something that I'm really I feel bad for.
What's that?
I feel horrible.
Uh-oh.
I heard a few things and I'm just really upset.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I am. There are lots of people out there named Brandon. And boy, are they taking the lumps.
Well,
Brandon, it's got nothing to do with you, bud. Okay. Just want you to know. Don't be upset about it.
Yeah. Well, if you tell somebody to go for it and they mention their name, I mean, maybe it's a positive thing. But of course,
come on.
We fit the other way. Well, yeah, I hear what you're saying.
You imagine somebody, some high school has their quarterback and the quarterback's name is Brandon. And they're going, let's go, Brandon.
That's exactly
come on now.
That's exactly what's happening.
That's and the kid just goes, shut up.
It's happening at a lot of football games, basketball, baseball games. It's happening everywhere.
Yeah, senior center get-togethers, everywhere. It's
even after the bingo. Yeah, maybe instead of spelling out bingo, they're going to spell out Brandon.
How do you R31 D? How do you make a 90-year-old woman yell?
What?
Yell bingo. I mean, no, I'm sorry. Totally screwed that up.
It's okay.
The joke was how do you make a 90-year-old woman yell the F word?
Oh, there you go.
Call bingo.
There you go.
Bingo. Sorry. It's true though. I was at Foxwoods the very night that they opened up slots for the first time.
Yeah.
Over in the Rainmaker side, right?
Yeah.
So I was there and I was just kind of looking around. They only had one bank of slots. They had maybe 30 machines, 40 machines.
Yeah.
And they had a little rope, you couldn't go through and everything. And they were gonna.
Yeah. And
I was actually standing to the side. I wasn't in line to get to the slots or anything.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this lady knew that, because I don't remember if they took coins at this time or they didn't. At the beginning,
they took coins for a long time.
Yeah. And because I remember this lady, she was charging me and she had to be 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
She's charging me and I'm like, and she goes, get out of my way. Just like that. Get out of my way.
Yeah.
She was going to the slot machine. She had a Maxwell House jar full of something.
Well,
Get out.
That's how a lot of these casinos have survived over the years. Is that a lot of I used to make the remark called grayheads, which
Mhm.
I'm a grayhead. If you go there, they're every month when they get that check, they're down there playing because it gives them some kind of a satisfaction. It gives
Get
them
out of my way.
Well, it gives them something to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
You make it sound like seniors are just so sad sack.
no, they're not sad
do.
sack. They
They're
just,
just sitting
but it gives they
around.
get down there and they enjoy doing it.
The seniors in this town are probably the most active bunch, or most, in the whole town. They're always doing stuff.
Yeah,
They're always going somewhere.
well, a lot of organizations.
You should be on that. You know why? Because you won't be so sleepy time. You'd be that's why you don't want to join the senior center, Paul. You're afraid you can't keep up with them.
No, it's not it.
That's exactly it.
Nah, it's not.
What is it then? Why will you not join the senior center?
I'm not old.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I could. I mean, I know they do a lot of things down there. Play cards and communicate and do all kinds of things, but I still do things outside and do things in the yard and do things around the house and jump in a car and go someplace. And so I don't have time. No, I don't.
So you're too good for the seniors.
No, I didn't say that.
Is that what it is, Paul?
No.
You're too good.
They're probably better than I am.
Well, they're certainly more active.
Well, I
And
would say,
they're
I would say
crazy.
more active.
They're crazy.
Well,
The seniors are nuts. I'm telling you, they're crazy, and they don't give a shit.
why should you?
I know.
What are they gonna do to you?
Nothing. But I'm just saying, they're down there at the senior center, and they don't care.
No, they don't.
They're gonna do what they want to do when they want to do
They're
it.
probably going to have to put that pot smoking rule down there.
Because some of them were from the '60s.
Well, not some of them. A lot of them.
A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Just to think about where we are at.
Yeah. When they get the new one out there, there'll be a lot of them on the deck.
Yeah. Hey, Edith, what's going on?
Yeah.
I don't know, Joe. Things are kind of kicking back. Whoa. Why am I talking in an echo? Oh, where'd you get this stuff?
Yeah.
You got it at the dispensary. Wow. That's cool. You want to pass me them chips? Hold on, let me put my teeth in.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't know.
You never know. A lot of them probably were at Woodstock for all we know.
It could be.
Yeah.
Well, look at Ricky Bevis.
She was at Woodstock.
Mhm. She dated the backup drummer for Led Zeppelin.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
She was on tour with them.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
She was a free spirit.
Yeah.
She still is.
Yeah.
She's pretty much a free spirit, just
Yeah.
kind of flips around and
Yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah. She's a nice person.
she doesn't have any kids of her own, so she goes and so she spends a lot of her time
Voluntary.
at the youth center.
Yeah. Yeah.
She loves these kids. And she's nuts.
Yeah.
She's hilarious.
Yeah.
She's absolutely a blast to be around. So
Yeah. I mean, she's not sitting there all, she's active and doing things that she likes to do, which is good.
it
Yeah.
is. So, all right, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna talk about Brandon and a couple other things.
Poor Brandon.
There was a couple of big events over the weekend, and we're gonna give you our take on it
Yeah, okay.
right here on SNSN.
Hello, I'm Miranda Mahoney, Project Coordinator of Grizzle Pride, your drug-free community coalition. We want to help you keep your kids safe during this challenging time. Social distancing is still in effect, and so is the social host law. Reports are coming in that teens are contracting the virus at underage drinking parties. Parents, allowing underage drinking on your property could land you in jail for up to a year, plus fines. Another reason why you should not provide alcohol to our youth. For more info, go to grizzlepride.org. grizzledpride.org. grizzledpride.org.
You buy better. Better Burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
A new season season is upon us. Let's not fall into bad habits and let another insurance policy go by without review. Our offices are open and our licensed agents are available to shop your policy coverage and prices with dozens of insurance companies. Phone, email, 24-hour chat, or a good old-fashioned face-to-face meeting. We offer it all. Home, auto, business, and life. The Burns Agency has been a trusted, full-service insurance solution in your community since 1932. There's no better time to start saving than today. The Burns Agency, Norwich, Dayville, or online at burnsagency.com.
Better Burns. Much better. So much better at Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at Burns. You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
Grill Liquors and V-Town Liquors, hundreds of new products, the best prices around, and a renovated Voluntown store are giving away a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle 10-year bourbon. Online, that bottle goes for up to $1,000. Tickets are $20 a piece. Buy all you want. And the tickets available at the Griswold or Voluntown stores. Winner announced October 2nd. You don't need to be present to win. All proceeds support Griswold Youth Football. Grill Liquors and V-Town Liquors, the best parties start here.
Reliable plumbing and heating services are just a phone call away when you contact the professionals at Mcguire Plumbing and Heating in Voluntown. Family owned for more than 35 years, Mcguire Plumbing and Heating has earned a reputation by providing accurate quotes and being open and honest when on the job, plus giving honest advice that may be needed down the road but isn't an immediate concern today. Find Mcguire Plumbing and Heating on Facebook or call 860-376-3388. Look for the big truck with the little Irish fella. Mcguire Plumbing and Heating, proud sponsor of Griswold Youth Football.
News and information you need for your day. SNSN.
And good morning. Welcome back to the show. Yeah, we do like to pride ourselves on that, to try to deliver information for Griswold, Plainfield, Lisbon, Voluntown.
Yeah.
Well, except for Voluntown hates us.
No, I wouldn't say that. No.
Whatever. So, but yeah, we do. We pride ourselves on that.
Yeah.
A lot of great sports over the weekend.
Yeah.
Griswold took the L against Wyndham. The JV team also lost. They only lost by 1 though.
Oh, that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, kind of a bummer. Well, it's been a rebuilding year.
Yeah.
And basically, a lot of people go, "Well, they suck." No, they don't suck. They're rebuilding. It's like the Red Sox when they have an off year. They don't suck.
Yeah.
They're rebuilding.
That happens to a lot of teams. A lot of teams have to go
Yeah.
through the rebuilding process.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like the Texas Rangers. They've been doing it for 30 years. Dallas Cowboys. Sorry. Oh, my God. There's so many.
You get
America.
people from Texas are going to come up and beat your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
America. That's America's team. My oldest daughter, Chelsea, is a Cowboys fan. Her and her husband are big Cowboy fans.
Really?
Yeah, don't say anything about the Cowboys.
Hmm.
Although I will send her a meme once in a while. So one, it's got a vacuum.
Yeah.
Right. And it says, I put a Dallas Cowboys sticker on my vacuum. Now it sucks again.
That's terrible.
Yeah. For every storm, go down to Dallas Cowboys Stadium. In case of a tornado warning, because there's no chance of a touchdown there.
Oh, you mean?
I am very, very mean.
Wow.
All
Wow.
right. So, one thing that I'm very, I'm a big, I don't want to say believer, but I'm a big supporter of, just because, well, I've had a lot of people in my family that have been and are gay. So So I'm very, I'm concerned with the ridicule and stuff. And my mother was for 30 years.
Yeah.
My uncle, my youngest daughter, has come out recently in the last year.
That's all right.
And there are many people, that and it somebody said I was talking to one guy that comes around here. I'll tell you the name in a bit, because I don't want to out the guy. It's up to him.
Yeah.
But he had said that he had joined the military thinking that it was going to take the gay away.
Yeah.
And he said, all it did was made him more gay. And I said, well, dude, it's because who you are.
Yeah.
That's just who you are.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can't teach that. It's just who you are within. You know, so
Right.
whatever. So a lot of you know that we have been putting together different grizzled wear, different pieces of apparel.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to end that crap pretty soon. But but anyway, we came up with this one right here. You can see it on the screen. It's last week I had said, which I'm sure nobody caught. I had said that we were going to come out with something, a t-shirt and a hoodie that nobody in this area has thought of doing.
Yep.
So you don't even see it.
No, I can't. Oh, yeah.
It's a Grizzled Wolverines shirt or hoodie, and it's got a rainbow G on it.
Yep.
So
It's not bad looking shirt.
no, it's not bad at all, but it's all in support of the LGBTQ community. So
Yeah, it's not bad looking.
you know, and people are, you know, a lot of men and women, boys and girls want to show their pride.
Yeah.
And sometimes in schools, you know, there's a lot of, you know, it's peer pressure but you are who you are.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when my daughter came out, we were sitting in the car and she didn't actually tell me verbally, but she did go ahead and she said to me, well, I said, you know, what are you going to tell me? And she played a song for me that pretty much said everything. And she started crying and, you know, worrying, wondering what I was going to say. And when the song was over, I said, I already knew.
Oh.
She goes, how'd you know? I said, no, you just get that feeling, you know?
Yeah.
You know, there's that gaydar, you know? I said, you know, you do. You have this, especially when I'm around a lot of homosexual people, you know, with, like I said, family members and everything.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, I love them just like anybody else. They're not defective.
Yeah. And
I told her, I said, you know, she was so worried that I wasn't going to love her or anything. And I said, I don't care if I said, honey, I don't care if you're in love with a turtle. I said, you're still my kid. I said, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, so she's been fine ever since. And it's like, you know, and then it's like, you know, people go, well, she's not really, she's just, you know, whatever. And I'm like, okay. And so we were in a pool a couple summer ago. And I just asked her, I said, hey, so when did you know? She goes, 6th grade. Just like that.
Wow.
6th grade.
Wow.
So she knew.
Yeah.
Anyway, that Rainbow G hoodie you can get at snsnonline.com or snsnradio.com. Click on shop. And they are there. So, but nobody's done it. It's like one of a kind stuff, man.
There you go.
Nobody has this.
Well,
so
hopefully
the Rainbow G.
Go. See, when I see that and I just look at the colors, I don't pay much attention to it.
Yeah. Well, it really pops. The G really pops on the
colors.
sweatshirt. Yeah.
It's the colors. I mean, I wouldn't really associate that, even though the colors are there. I would not associate that to.
Right.
Yeah.
So honestly, in your heart of hearts, what do you think of that?
It's a nice looking shirt.
Have you seen it before? Ever? Anything like that?
No.
Because nobody has.
Yeah. Nice shirt.
So it's the Rainbow G Grizzled High School sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And t-shirt. They're both available at snsnonline.com.
There you go.
Go to the shop and you'll see that. And a whole bunch of stuff. We have like 20 items up now.
Wow.
And about 20 items between different shirts and hoodies. And we even got socks.
Wow.
We're actually going to put the Rainbow G on a pair of socks as well.
Wow.
So not just Grizzled, Plainfield as well.
Wow.
So it's all there. Ta-da!
Yeah.
I do. That's actually probably one of my favorite ones that we have up there right now.
You ought to make a couple of other ones with some different colors in them. Not the rainbow colors, but some other ones with colors.
No, I don't know if I should do that because Grizzled colors are green. You know, so you don't want to do it with a red G.
Yeah,
See what I'm saying?
could be a different school.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
what if you did it for
Well,
the-
there's a Grizzled, Iowa.
Oh,
All right. I think they're the Hawkeyes, but still their G is very similar
Yeah.
to what ours is here.
well, you could do a Griswold one.
I have we do have a Grizzled shirt in the works.
Oh, you do.
Uh-huh.
That could have some color on it.
Yeah, it's not a rainbow shirt though. It's going to say Town of Grizzled, established 1815. And it's going to have the
Good.
seal.
Could have put a couple of sunflowers on it.
And we can use the seal. I already checked with the powers that be downtown.
Oh, you can use the seal.
I can, yeah, because it's not copywritten.
Oh, there you go.
It's just there it is. So
So they put a couple of
So we got- yeah.
sunflowers.
No.
No sunflowers. Okay.
No. So we got it digitized and it'll be out pretty soon. So
Good.
All right, we're gonna break for news and we will be back and we're gonna go into that Brandon thing. Right here, SNSN.
The flagship for Griswold High School sports and your home for local news and weather.
Broadcasting from Main Street in the borough of Jewett City.
The Streeting News and Sports Network, SNSN.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. Drought-stricken California is getting pounded by drenching rain, which has flooded highways and caused mud flows across the northern part of the state. Sean Miller at the National Weather Service says the storm is also packing high winds.
Some of our higher elevations could gust upwards of 50, 60, maybe even 70 miles an hour, and that can bring down some trees.
The storm is now barreling towards Southern California. It's being described as a coup. Military forces have arrested Sudan's acting prime minister and senior government officials. A U.S. envoy says he was deeply alarmed by reports of the takeover. Democrats still trying to hammer out a deal on President Biden's massive spending bill. Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia reportedly supports White House proposals for new taxes on billionaires and certain corporations. Resistance from Manchin and Arizona's Kyrsten Sinema has forced the White House to scale back its plan.
Disputes remain over whether certain programs are trimmed or cut altogether. These include plans to expand Medicare coverage, child care assistance, and helping lower-income college students. And Manchin has opposed proposals to penalize utilities that do not switch quickly to clean energy. Coal is one of West Virginia's major industries. Ben Thomas, Washington.
The top Republican in the House is sounding the alarm about government funding of abortion services. Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy says pro-life Americans still believe in the principles of the Hyde Amendment.
This is one fundamental point that America had come together on for the last 50 years. And without one debate, Democrats have decided to change it in every element of every bill, and especially in this one.
Dow futures higher by 12 points this morning. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Your pets have the same energy they used to? Do they have problems with itching, scratching, a dull coat, or goopy ears? Then your pets need Dinovite.
DINOVITE.com.
For over 20 years, pet owners have trusted Dinovite to supplement their pet's diet.
We started Dinovite, and in our first stock, we noticed a difference.
Dinovite is an all-natural daily supplement made from whole foods that help support your pet's immune system, digestion, skin, and coat.
Within 3 weeks, he's not scratching and itching, and he's an all-around happier dog.
Today's commercial pet foods are processed at high temperatures, which bakes out all the essential goodness. These processed foods can lack the essential vitamins, enzymes, and probiotics that contribute to overall good health. Adding a scoop of Dinovite to your pet's food bowl is the answer.
If you love your pets as much as I do, you want to do what's best for them to live long, healthy, happy lives. I have 2 cats and 2 dogs. All 4 of them are on the Dinovite.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Motorists across the country are feeling the pinch at the gas pump, according to fuel price analyst Trilby Lundberg.
Gasoline prices are averaging 13 cents higher than they were 2 weeks ago. The new average is $3.44 for regular, and diesel moved up 14 cents over the past 2 weeks to $3.59.
On average, gasoline is $1.22 higher per gallon than a year ago. South Korea's president says he'll keep striving to promote peace with North Korea through dialogue until the end of his term next May. His comments come after the communist North has sparked concern with a series of provocative weapons tests in recent days. In his final policy speech at Parliament, President Moon Jae-in said he'll make efforts to the end to help a new order for peace and prosperity on the Korean Peninsula be established through dialogue and diplomacy. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston. A number of pharmacies preparing to provide COVID booster shots.
Drugstore chain Walgreens and giant retailer Walmart will this week begin rolling out COVID-19 booster shots manufactured by Moderna and Johnson & Johnson. The CDC last week approved booster shots and said it's okay to choose a booster from a different company than the original vaccine consumers received. Another chain, CVS, says it will administer Moderna boosters only.
That's correspondent Keith Peters. Several Chinese provinces and cities say they will start giving COVID-19 vaccines to children as young as 3 after already fully vaccinating 76% of the population. The expansion of its vaccination campaign comes as parts of China take new clampdown measures to try to stamp out small outbreaks. The spread of the Delta variant by travelers of concern ahead of the Beijing Olympics early next year. More on these stories at townhall.com.
SNSN, your local news leader. The 9 a.m. report on the streaming news and sports network is being brought to you by Charlene's Diner, 37 Main Street, Jewett City. Family owned for almost 40 years. Order what you want, eat what you get. That's Charlene's Diner.
I love working here because of the people, and I get to work with my family every day.
Come to Charlene's Diner for the best breakfast you've ever had.
That was Brittany and Matt from Charlene's Diner on Main Street in Jewett City. There are only a few things that have been able to stand the test of time in Jewett City, and one of them just happens to be Charlene's Diner, who just celebrated their 40th anniversary in business. How do you stay in business that long in a small town like Jewett City? It's a simple recipe, really great food and friendly service. And of course, family. You'll feel like family too because you'll always be greeted with a smile that makes you feel like you're right at home. Stop by for breakfast or lunch 7 days a week. If you don't have any time, well, that's no problem. Order ahead and your food will be waiting for you when you walk into Charlene's door. You can find Charlene's Diner on Facebook too. Stop in and join the family for breakfast or lunch today.
I'm Charlene. Come to Charlene's Diner and order what you want and eat what you get.
This is a news update from the Streaming News and Sports Programming Network, SNSN.
There were a couple of really cool events in the town of Griswold over the past weekend. Friday was Chalk the Walk over at the middle school and the high school, where students took chalk and wrote drug-free messages all over the sidewalks up and down the high school and, of course, the middle school. On Saturday, Griswold Pride had their DEA National Drug Take Back Day. It was from 10 to 2, and they collected 185 pounds of medications for safe disposal and prevented them from ending up in the wrong hands. In high school sports over the weekend, let's start with football. Griswold took the L against Wyndham on Friday night, 30-14, which actually was a much closer game than the score would indicate. Ledyard took its first loss of the year against Stonington in a nail-biter, 14-13. It was Killingly over Montville, 47-13. Montville has yet to win a ball game this year. And Plainfield's game with Smithfield, Rhode Island was canceled. In volleyball, Lyman Memorial defeated Griswold 3-1. Putnam over Killingly 3-2. Boys soccer, Griswold won, Lyman nothing. And in girls soccer, Plainfield shut out Stonington 2-0. And over in youth football, Griswold went into Killingly and won 2 games out of 3. The juniors and the seniors were victorious.
The 9 a.m. report on SNSN has been brought to you by Charlene's Diner, 37 Main Street, Jewett City. Family owned for almost 40 years. Order what you want, eat what you get. That's Charlene's Diner.
All right, time to take a look at the weather forecast right now for Eastern Connecticut, like we do every single time right after the news. And here he is. He has one job, Paul Lash.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Brandon Lash.
Brandon. All right, right now the temperature on down Jewett City is 55 degrees. Be cloudy this morning. Scattered thunderstorms this afternoon. Highs will be somewhere around, getting to 70 degrees again. So
but it's going to be really wet.
It's going to be wet, yeah. I mean, a little wind around, 5 to 10 miles per hour. But tonight, periods of rain, lows about 54. Again, the wind will continue to blow. Rainfall will be somewhere around a half an inch. And of course, for Tuesday, well, that's not looking too good because it's going to be cloudy with periods of rain. Highs will be somewhere around 59 degrees. 10 to 20 miles an hour wind. I mean, they dropped it because it was this morning earlier. It was up. It was up higher, so they changed the forecast a little bit. 1 to 2 inches of rain expected during the day tomorrow, and of course, for Tuesday evening, rain will continue. Heavy rainfall again. Now the wind goes up to 15 to 25 miles per hour, with an additional half inch of rain overnight. And that's your weather from SNSN on this Monday, 10/25. 2021.
All right, thank you very much, Paul. Yeah, it's going to be wet for the next couple of days.
Oh, it's going to be wet, yeah.
Tomorrow they're saying that we're going to get like an inch or two.
Yes.
So what a good time for me to test out our new sump pump because the other one didn't work. So now that's why we got whacked.
Are you infected by 1 or 2 inches? Are you really impacted by 1 or 2 inches?
No, we should be fine.
No,
we should be
that
fine.
last time was
that was like 7 to 10.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
We never get that much rain.
No,
not at once anyway.
Yeah. So no, it's I'll be honest with you. I mean, we had what I told you, we had like 3-4 inches of water in our basement. It was crazy, and our bedroom is in the basement.
Yeah.
And I had to go to the bathroom and I swing my legs off the bed to go over there and go splash. What?
Wow. It's a good thing it didn't get too high. You started floating down the street.
Yeah, I took a boat to the bathroom. And I tell you, and big enough down there, I probably could take a little boat around the corner. So, or could have just peed in the pool, but I didn't want to do that either.
Let's hope it doesn't. We don't get that way again.
No. So
it's been a wet summer.
Hmm?
It's been a wet summer.
Okay. Well, how many times have we heard, "Oh, we need rain"?
No.
And we get rain, then people go, "We got too much rain."
Yeah. If you look at this whole summer back and look over it, there's been a lot of rain.
Yeah, we didn't have the best weather.
I don't think we did
at all.
No, not at all. Especially on weekends. It seemed to rain on the weekends.
Even down in Florida. When we were down there for a week, it rained. Well, it's going to rains every day in Florida anyway.
Well, that's a common thing down there, yeah.
So,
yeah.
So the last news broadcast was brought to you by Charlene's Diner on Main Street, Jewett City. Paul Gilbert says, "I miss Charlene's Diner." He doesn't live here anymore.
Oh.
He's down in South Carolina. I think it's South Carolina that he's at. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I would miss Charlene's Diner too if I moved away.
Yeah,
I love Charlene's.
Yeah, been around for a lot of years.
41, 42 now.
Yeah. Wow.
There's a reason for that. They haven't been there because they suck.
No, they've been there because they're good.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah. You get what you get.
Order what you want, eat what you get. It's funny because Charlene told me that years ago.
Yeah.
And of course, in jest and everything. So when we were creating that last commercial for Charlene's Diner, I looked at her. I said, all I want you to do is say, "Order what you want and eat what you get." And she said it perfectly. So,
yeah.
So that's the tail at the end of that spot. So
yeah.
It's really good. They're great people down there. The whole family. Now the young kids are getting involved.
Yeah, which could be around another 4 years.
Like Susie's kids.
Yeah,
Susie's kids, the girls. But now the girls, like Brittany, her son has been bringing out plates and bussing tables.
There you go.
It's going to continue on.
That's good.
The tradition continues at Charlene's Diner.
That's good.
So, all right. There's no better way to jump into something than just jump in head first. So we talk about events over the weekend.
Right.
And there was one that was in Plainfield, this America First rally.
Right.
At K&H Equipment on Route 12. I didn't know what to do, to be honest with you. I mean, some people ask me, are you going to go? And I'm like, I can't. And then thinking, oh, all right, well, you're just kind of sloughing it off.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, not at all. I have commitments to my fall ball team that I coach, and so I couldn't make it. There was no way. But then the same person said, well, if you didn't have it, would you go? And I thought about it for a minute. And I said, no, I probably wouldn't. And then it was like, why the hell not? Like I was defective. And I got up on my soapbox and went on a little diatribe about this. See, when the whole event was planned, I saw it on social media and everything.
Yeah.
I was never invited, to be a part. They had a media row or whatever. They never. So I was offended by that they didn't even reach out and say, hey, would you like to be a part of this? We're not very political here. We have candidates that come in, but we do it on both sides of the coin. Right. So I was a little offended that, they didn't say, hey, you want to come down and participate. So that was one thing. Second thing was I wasn't sure which way everything was going to go. And honestly, I didn't really care. I really didn't. They were going to have their event. They have freedom of speech, which they are welcome to.
Mm-hmm.
We all are. And that's what they were doing.
Yep.
They were exhibiting their free speech. But what I notice, and it's not just that group, and I don't mean that group. I mean them, the organizers of the event. It's not that, or the other side. But if it's all about freedom, and it's all about being a patriot, well, what's the definition of being a patriot? To me, the definition of being a patriot is not, driving up and down Main Street yelling, let's go Brandon and F Joe Biden and all this stuff. That, to me, that's not being a patriot. That's being a bully and an asshole. You got kids walking down the street and this is what you're trying to do. All right. Now that's to me, that's intimidation. Then on the other side, you got to get it. You got to get the job. If not, you're going to be fired and you're going to sit down. So what's going on here? You're getting division. It's all that it is. It's division on both sides. Me, I choose to say, all right, I'm going to go or I'm not going to go.
Right.
That's the freedom. But the problem that I have found is that if you get the vaccine, one group you get alienated from. Well, you must be this, you must be that. No. If you do, or you don't get it, and the other side's going, well, you must be this, you must be that. You know what? I got no problem with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I really don't. She's welcome to say whatever she wants to say. It honestly doesn't affect me.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a problem with the threats of people banning the business at K&H. I think that's crap. Because you know damn well, after this is all said and done, people, if you need something at K&H, you're going to go there.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to stop going there or getting there. You know what? Look, I've had a couple of experiences with K&H. One of them was we needed a light tower for Hillfest. Now, you're right, Mr. San Germano. I didn't forget this. They gave us a great deal because we were having an event. Somebody pulled out on us. K&H was there. So am I going to stop shopping there? If I need a generator or something, I'm probably going to go there because they're local and they hooked me up at one time. I'm not going to put on their Facebook page, well, I'm going to boycott you because you're having this event. Well, that's his right. That's their right to do this.
Right.
Just like it's my right to say whether I want to go or not. I don't. All right. How often do you get, or before COVID, how many people knock on your door that belong to the Jehovah's Witnesses?
Quite a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
They're just spreading the word of what they believe.
Exactly. They're exhibiting free speech, right?
Yeah.
What happens? Slam the door! Why?
Well, some people do.
Right.
Yeah.
But why? There's just somebody
well
doing their free speech. But sometimes they'll jam any organization try to jam the stuff down your throat.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
That is exactly right.
That's the problem. I don't care personally what one group does. It was peaceful. The event, it was peaceful. They apparently, a lot of people had a great time.
Yeah.
And they enjoyed the speakers.
And they didn't jam it down anybody's throat.
Well, they didn't. Some people did.
Oh.
Then you got the other side over here that believe totally the opposite of what this side's doing.
Of course.
And they're trying to jam it down your throat. So what do? You sit back and you say, I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I think K&H took a lot of unnecessary flack.
Which I think they probably knew they would.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Because they're right in the middle. Let's face it. They're right in the middle of a Democratic Northeast. I mean, this state of Connecticut is Democrat. We all know that. There are spots that are red, but, so of course, I'm sure they knew they were going to take some heat. And like you said, you think I'm going to stop going there? No.
All right. I want to mention this comment from Scott Fryer. And yeah, I agree with you, Scott. MTG, or Marjorie Taylor Greene, is the Republican version of Chuck Schumer.
Good point.
Okay. They're only relevant because of the dumb things that come out of their mouths. I'm as big of a patriot as there is. And Scott, damn it, yes, you are. And I agree with that because I see Scott going on lots of walks and different events to raise money for veterans, and his head and his heart are in the right place.
Yeah.
Okay. Never once ever has, does Scott have a pair of tight shorts that have the red, white, and blue flag? Yes. And he wears it proud, and good for you. But does he shove it down somebody's throat? No. He goes, I'm as big a patriot as there is, but there was zero chance I would have shown my face there. Also, good on K&H for standing up for what they believe in and giving the finger to cancel culture.
Yeah. Good point.
So I knew this was going to make comments. I personally, I think I've met Joe once.
Joe.
San Germano from K&H.
Yeah, okay. If you say Joe, we're not sure what Joe we're talking about.
I've spoken to his wife a few times going up there. I feel bad for a lot of the crap that they're getting, on social media. I mean, we're talking hundreds of people, saying, well, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. First of all, I think folks at K&H are smart enough to know that that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
No. It's just people going blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Roxana chimes in and says, as long as a person does not try and sway my values and beliefs, so be it. Bingo. People can spin on their damn ground, puking split pea soup. Who cares? If I feel uncomfortable, I'll tell someone. it's your right to walk away as well.
True.
That's it.
Yeah.
My point is not the folks that had the event. The event obviously was peaceful. It's good. Great. I support the fact personally that they had a great event.
Well, there's also events that work on the other side.
Yes.
So what the hell's the difference? You're allowed to have an
Is
event.
the difference is there were people that are, trying to sway others to do what they want, their narrative.
Yeah.
It's not the people that had the event.
Yeah.
They were just housing an event for people to come and listen to some speakers with some like values.
Right. Yeah.
So I feel horrible that, because, you look at a business
over.
in town.
It'll
It
blow
will.
over.
Absolutely.
Yeah. People forget about it.
But then now let's talk about the other side. Okay. We've blown up Port K&H, and I hope they come out smelling like a rose.
Yeah.
Much more than the crap that's been flung at them over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Sally says there were over 3,000 people at the event. That's cap. There was not 3,000 people.
No, I think it was like 1,500.
It was like 1,500.
Yeah.
And Sally, a good event is I'm sorry, my love, but a good event is not depending on how many people are there. A good event is what the quality of the event was.
Right.
Scott goes cap, LOL. I like that word. That's cap. Court says, united we stand, divided we fall. Perfect. May we be cliche, but it is so true. We need to find common ground and work together without taking offense at opinions. Well, how many people take offense at everything?
Oh, yeah.
So when did this all start? This didn't start in the last 2 years.
Well,
this goes back.
It's been going on for the last, 4 or 5 years.
20. This has been going on. People started getting paranoid and worrying about everything they say, do, or think ever since the Twin Towers fell. That's when people started getting paranoid and offended.
But
before that, not so much.
Well, you're right, but I think a lot of patriotism came out after the Twin Towers fell. A lot of people, there's more patriotism back then when the Twin Towers fell. It changed over the last several years. That now it's gone the other way.
Yeah,
because you got to realize a lot of people volunteered for the service right after 2011.
Right.
Yeah, 9/11. Yeah.
I mean, I hate to go ahead and use that as a benchmark, but I believe that's when it really started.
Yeah.
So now you look at today,
it's gone the other way.
I just think you have different divisions, and you hear people. I see people on social media all the time. It's going to be a civil war. We're already there. I'm just worried about the part when it gets uncivil.
Well, it could be more than. I mean, I think what's happening in this country right now is the mandate. Everybody is ticked off about the mandate of the COVID shot.
Mm-hmm.
And what's happening is a lot of people are standing up and say, you're not going to tell me what to do. And for him,
Joe Biden made a statement last week saying that, police officers, if they don't get the vaccine, that they should just stay home and be fired.
And first responders.
There's the division.
Yeah.
It comes from both sides.
Yeah. And, I mean, crime. I mean, they said, I heard a news article the other day that over 3,000 police officers in Chicago alone refused to get the shot, will be walking off the job. Now, Chicago is probably one of the most dangerous places to live right now as far as crime goes.
Mm-hmm.
Same way, in Seattle and all those areas, police officers are walking off the job. They're not going to get the shot. What happens when airplane flies? They're going to walk off. What's going to happen then? You're not going to be able to go anywhere.
Right.
We're all truckers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Truckers stop, we're dead in the water.
Yep.
You know, because they're the ones that move everything around. What's going to happen with this country?
Roxana jumping in. Mike, I have known you for 38 years, and we have never asked each other what party we're affiliated with. That's true. No cap. Or who did you vote for in your local elections? What happened to liking a person because everything else but politics and religion? All this is a young country, and we need to remember this. We are toddlers.
Yeah.
Really. A couple hundred years old is not.
Yeah.
But it's true. I can disagree with you, Paul, and I can still play in the same sandbox with you.
Sure. But that's us.
That's the problem.
That's not everybody.
Until both sides come together and say, all right, you know what? I don't agree with you. No, I don't agree with you either. But we can still work together.
Well, if you look back,
isn't it just as bad as racism?
Well, yeah, but if you look back over the years, let's go back 20 years. There was no, I mean, in Washington, you had both parties working together. They did work together.
It's my daughter texting me all of a sudden. A couple of times.
Yeah. So, I mean, think about it. I mean, they work together. Now it's like they hate each other. They're beating everybody up, and people see this, and this is what's causing everything to go awry. I mean, come on. What scares me is he's going to dishonorably discharge any soldier or anybody in the armed forces who refuses to get the shot. And if you're up for retirement, they're going to take it away from you. Yeah. I mean, come on. These people gave their lives, their legs, their arms, and everything for you, and they're going to take it away from them. That's the most ridiculous statement I ever heard in my life. You know, and if they walk off, who the hell's going to defend the country?
Right.
We got nobody.
So where's all this coming from? Who's causing the divide?
There's somebody out there making these big calls because it ain't the guy that we think it is.
Well,
I mean, it's think about it. It's scary.
I have friends that are Democrats. I have friends that are Republicans.
I don't care what they are.
You know, I don't either. I don't care either. What the troubling part to me is there are some people on the right that no matter what you do, unless you are subscribing to their values and their value system, then you're not worthy.
Yeah.
Then you have people on the left. If you don't subscribe to their values and their value system, then you're not worthy either. This is the division that I'm talking about. This is the division.
Yeah, you can't say anything.
It's all about division.
Yeah, because no matter what you say, you may be right. There's somebody going to criticize you for making the right statement. So what do? You shut up.
So who are the sheep?
Yeah.
I'm not a sheep. You know why? Because I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I want to do and live my life no matter what side says what. If I'm not accepted on this side or I'm not accepted on this side, sorry.
Well, if we keep going the way we're
sorry,
going,
not sorry.
If we keep going the way we're going, we're not going to be that thing you want to go do this side. I want to do that side.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be there.
Yeah. Look, folks, I'm still going to be your friend if you want me to be your friend. You know, I mean, friends that I have in my personal life, I don't care what side you're on. I'm still going to be your friend. I'm still going to care about you.
Yeah.
I don't care what your religious beliefs are, what your political beliefs are.
Yeah. Well.
Tammy says, I'm vaccinated, but I still appreciate people getting vaccinated because there is still a chance I could get any new strain.
True.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't criticize anybody for not getting it. I believe it's the person's decision to get what they want to get.
Yes.
I mean, if you don't want to get the shot, I'm not going to criticize you for not getting it. You don't get it, you don't get it. But I mean, and you risk getting sick and perhaps dying. I mean, that's just
everybody makes their own
decisions.
Choice, and parents make choices for their kids to the best of their ability.
That's where they made the biggest mistake.
Mm-hmm.
They should have let people decide on themselves. I think you would have got a lot more people getting a shot if they would have just left it up to the individuals to get the shot.
Yep.
Because when you start,
you said that this morning.
Yeah, because I keep
on.
saying it's just, if you get your when you got kids and you try to get them to do stuff, they're going to fight you all the way because they don't want to do it, right? The same way with adults, the same damn thing. Just, you get it, you get it.
Yeah.
Of course, we're wearing masks around here, for Christ, for some damn reason. Right? I mean, come on. How long is that going to go on for?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't have an answer to that.
Yeah. I mean, I just think.
How long do you want it to go on for?
I wanted to stop.
Okay, so why don't you do what you do?
I do.
All right, then. So what are you worried about?
I'm not worried.
I don't give a shit if somebody's driving by in a car all by themselves wearing a mask. I don't care.
I don't
They
care.
feel that it's necessary. Then okay, that's on them. Okay? If somebody walks into a restaurant and they're wearing a mask.
So what?
So what? I don't care.
Agreed.
But how many times have you walked in? Seriously, I know it's happened to me without a mask and you go and people go, whoa. Do you blame the person or do you blame the narrative that has tried to make them think that way?
Latter. I agree. Yeah. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting as we go along to see what happens, because when they start having all the military walk off the job, that is going to be interesting.
Well, all I got to say is you got a narrative on the right, you got a narrative on the left. Create your own narrative.
Yeah.
How else are you going to live this life, right?
Yeah.
You can't live it for other people. You got to live it for you.
Yeah.
Live it for your family.
Let's change the subject.
Why, you mad?
You
You mad, bro?
Now I'm enough of that. We could keep talking about that forever.
I know.
It's never going to change. I'm talking about what happened to Alex Baldwin.
Yeah.
And that movie. As much as the guy, in my opinion, has always been an asshole, but he didn't deserve to have that happen to him. And I think he really, really feels bad about it. He really does.
Yeah.
And
who would? Who
I mean,
feel
some
bad?
of the stuff going on social media right now, they're beating this guy up is like unbelievable. But that was a bad thing that happened. That's for sure.
So for those of you who don't know, Alec Baldwin during a scene.
Yeah, it was a prop gun.
It was a prop gun, but it wasn't a prop gun.
Apparently not.
It was a real gun, shot and killed somebody.
Right.
So here's an article from the Los Angeles Times. Actor Alec Baldwin was practicing removing a revolver from its holster and aiming towards the camera during rehearsal for the movie Rust, R-U-S-T, when director Joel Souza heard what sounded like a whip and then a loud pop, according to a search warrant obtained by the Los Angeles Times on Sunday night. That also provided grim new details about the final minutes of cinematographer Helena Hutchins' life. In a newly released document, Souza said someone identified the weapon as a cold gun, meaning it did not have any live rounds, but instead the gun discharged, striking Hutchins in her chest and Souza in his right shoulder. According to the Santa Fe County, New Mexico Sheriff's Detective's affidavit, Hutchins was pronounced dead at an Albuquerque hospital. Souza's statement to the detective offered a new window into the on-set shooting Thursday that has left Hollywood reeling and calling it far safer working condition on sets. The shooting took place after 6 members of the film's crew walked off the set after complaining to the production company about payment and housing. The affidavit offered a detailed chronology yet of an unfolding tragedy.
I'm surprised if you're using a prop gun, but I'm not sure if it was a bullet though. Somebody sent to me, I think I heard mention that they stick like a wad of paper and stuff in there, to simulate it.
Mm-hmm.
And that if you're pretty close enough, that wad of paper could kill you.
Something like this has been talked about for years, possibly happening. It
has happened.
It has happened before.
Yeah, Bruce Lee's son got killed.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And then it was another actor who was on set. He was playing around like he was playing with Russian roulette with a prop gun. When he pulled the trigger, he killed himself.
There was a movie where an actor was, that was a guest on the Tonight Show, was supposed to walk out. No, this is it was a movie, folks.
Yeah.
Walked out, and the The joke was that he was going to pull a gun and shoot the host. But it was supposed to be a prop gun. Supposed to be somebody changed the prop gun with a real gun.
Yeah.
And that was that.
Yeah.
Why are they even using real? Why are they using real guns?
Well, I think they use real, so they look real, but there's certain criteria they're supposed to follow when they do those kinds of shootings. It's supposed to be so many feet away because of because of the impact of what could happen. But somehow, apparently, there was more than one gun.
Yeah.
And whoever handed them the gun told them it was safe. But apparently they didn't check it.
That goes on in the article and saying that as far as the director knows, no one checked the gun for live ammunition prior and after the scenes are being filmed. The only thing checked are the firearms to avoid live ammunition being in them. Director Joel stated there should never have been live rounds whatsoever near or around the scene.
Absolutely. Why would you have a gun with live rounds in an area where you've got prop guns? Why was that gun even loaded? Why? Because if you're going to do a shoot and you're going to make the sound after, you're going to do it after you make the shoot, right? You're not going to shoot them whether it's. I don't know. I guess I'm not a. That would be a question for.
The shooting came.
Ask Chris anything on Friday.
The shooting came after crew members raised concerns about safety conditions on the set. 2 crew members said that less than a week earlier, a stunt double had fired 2 accidental prop gun discharges after being told the gun was "quote unquote" cold.
Well, there you go. They should have known better. Well, I mean, but when it comes down to, I like I said, as much as I feel, and I think that he's a freaking idiot and an asshole because he's got a wicked temper and all this other crap.
But that doesn't mean he's a murderer.
No, I don't think he. And I really feel bad for the guy because I don't. That'd be pretty tough to live with. I mean, he can live with that for the rest of his life.
Exactly.
He's and that. He wasn't a military guy. They're trained to do that, but he's just a regular common citizen, and to shoot somebody,
he's just an actor.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to affect him for the rest of his life.
Of course,
yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Scott Fire says the conspiracy nuts are going crazy over this one.
Yeah.
And he says all I have to say about this is that it's very peculiar how the narrative changes when it happens to one of their own.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a big gun proponent too. I mean, he hated guns. He was against the guns. Alan Baldwin. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess it's something that we'll probably never find out about why it was there and what happened.
He's not facing charges, is he?
No, he's not facing charges.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
that's an awful.
Well, he's not facing charges, but like I say, I wouldn't want to walk around with that for the rest of my life. I mean, he was friends with it too. I mean, yeah.
But even if you didn't like the person, you know, and you're just working with them,
absolutely.
Or let's say you have no feelings towards them at all. You're just colleagues, and then that happens.
Right.
Of course. I mean, you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Apparently, she was a big up and comer choreographer. Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah,
it's damn shame. Really is. Unfortunately, tragedies happen all the time.
Right.
You know, you don't like to speak to them, and you can feel bad about them. But
yeah,
you know, it's like,
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. So we'll see
if
they even continue that movie.
Huh?
We'll see if they even finish it.
Would you?
I don't know. They've done them before, I guess. But probably take a while before they finish it. I think it's a Western. I believe it's a Western, and that's where they actually filmed it's on the location where they actually filmed that one with News Around the World with what's his name?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That was the movie, the news, the Western with shit, I can't think of his name, damn it. What happens when you get old?
Are you talking about History of the World? That was Mel Brooks.
No. Talking about the late one that came out with the guy. Stupid is a stupid ass. You know,
Never mind.
You know who I'm talking about.
Nope, I don't. I honestly do not.
Oh, I gotta.
You must have flipped it from a different dimension, Paul, because I have no idea what you're talking
I
about.
can't. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
I do not. I do not know who you're talking about.
He's just
what? No, I'm not trying to be facetious, dude. I really don't know what you're talking about. Maybe if you tell me, I'll go, oh. But from your description, no.
He was on Bosom Buddies.
Oh, Peter Scolari.
And who?
Tom Hanks.
That's the one.
Oh, all right.
I couldn't think of Tom Hanks. So
Wilson!
I mean, that's where the movie was filmed, where that one was.
Right.
So that's where they were on set.
Got it.
Yeah.
Peter Scolari.
He's a young guy.
He just died. 66 years old. Died a few days ago.
Yeah. Just goes to show you. You never know, man.
Tomorrow's never promised.
That's for sure.
And freak accidents happen.
Yep.
You just don't ever know.
Right. Exactly.
That's why I always say, if you love somebody, tell them, because you don't know if you're going to be here tomorrow, or you don't know if they're going to be here tomorrow.
Exactly.
I just lost a friend.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. He was and we're just going to kind of let it go from here today. He died. We lost him due to cancer. And you did meet him at one time. You know, when we did our little wrestling events here at WWE.
Maybe I did.
Yeah, he was a man from Moose Up that we do the Christmas wish thing, right?
Mm.
And somebody nominated him and his family.
Mm-hmm.
So we went and we took, hooked them up.
Yeah.
Well, Bubba and I remained friends, from that.
Mm-hmm.
And we had some common things that we both shared, one of them being pro wrestling. And when I met Bubba, he was doing okay. He was in remission. He had already lost a leg, and then about a year later, almost 2 years, there was a possibility that he was going to lose an arm because things were coming back, and it came back with a vengeance.
Oh boy!
He was going down to Yale, for treatment and stuff. It was just not good.
Oh.
And we lost him just a few days ago. So.
Well, that's too bad.
He's a good man. He was a kind man. So, anyway. So, rest in peace, my friend Bubba. See you on another day. One more comment from Court. Gun safety. Any quote-unquote adult handling a gun makes sure it is safe, proper, no prop before using it. There's plenty of negligence to share in this tragedy.
That's for sure.
During the turkey dip down behind the French Club, when hasn't been happening, over the last couple of years because of COVID.
Right.
I don't know if they're going to do it this year, but they would, a cap gun would go off. I mean, a loud cap gun.
Yeah.
Who do you think shot it? Me.
Really?
Yeah. I'm phobic. I really am, because you hear stories like this. Yeah, okay, it's a tragedy, and it doesn't really affect, statistically, it still is null.
Right.
how much this actually happens, but
right.
They give me this thing, and I'm literally holding it to the side of me, pointing down, because and I even looked at it. It's capped off the top too, so it was just a loud cap gun, and it felt like a real gun and everything. And when I did it, I would turn it up and straight up, and then boom, and then I sat it straight and I put it straight down. I was always worried, because you hear about stuff like this and everything. So anyway, boy, we talked about a lot of stuff today.
Yeah, we did.
The event yesterday, was it? No, Saturday. I'm sorry. guess everything went off peaceful. That's great. I'm happy for him, and I hope everything was good. And I feel bad for all of the crap that they took over there. Threatening them their business and stuff like that. That's not right. And you're right. People, it'll blow over. People will forget it.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, Paul, thank you very much for coming on in today. Grizzle volleyball tonight. They are at home. JV at 4, varsity at 5:30.
Okay.
So sports every day.
See you tomorrow.
Every single day. I can see you tomorrow.
Wednesday.
See you Wednesday. Rich Waslick will be in tomorrow right here on SNSN. Hope you have a good day, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye now.
Gambling, tobacco, and alcohol are all legal for adults. For those under 21, providing these things can land you in jail. It's 21 for a reason.
Be someone your child can depend on and trust. Model behavior that expresses you care about them and their choices. Encourage them to wait until 21 to try alcohol. It is 21 for a reason. Visit CRACCT.org for more information.
Brought to you by CRAC and funded in partnership with SAMHSA. It's 21 for a reason. Find out more at CRACCT.org.
Hi, this is Alan Gear. You may know me as Mr.